Welcome to episode 2 of the Deficient Vegans podcast. I'm the Muscle Deficient Vegan, and I'm here with the Protein Deficient Vegan. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Thank you. So we've got a couple of blog posts out this week about the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. We wanted to talk about kind of the physical barriers to the Thanksgiving holiday today, and then next week we're going to put out the podcast talking kind of about mental barriers and dealing with different struggles of being vegan around a holiday that you might encounter.
And having fitness goals.
So one of the issues with a holiday like Thanksgiving, if you're a vegan with fitness goals, is that it doesn't take much of, kind of overindulging maybe on some dishes at Thanksgiving to really set your progress back on your calorie goals by a week or two in just a matter of days. So whether you're in a caloric surplus or a caloric deficit, you still have goals to hit. You might have macro goals to hit. You probably definitely have some kind of protein goal to hit if you're, trying to be fit. So
to get ripped.
So we want to make sure that we have some kind of strategy and plan to get through the holiday pretty much unscathed. I mean, everything's okay in moderation. We're not saying that you have to withhold from eating the things you like or anything like that. You just don't want to get a week later and look back and be like, wow, I really wish I would have handled that differently. So a couple of things you can do. One is you can save some calories going into the holiday. So if your goals normally have you at 2,000 calories a day, maybe for the couple of days leading up to Thanksgiving, you drop that down to 1,800 a day. That gives you an extra 200 a day of cushion to use on Thanksgiving. So if you do that for 4 days, you've got 800 calories worth of cushion.
What if?
Yeah.
What if I just don't eat for 7 days? Then I have 14,000 calories.
Yeah, the math checks out. That is technically correct. The best kind of correct.
So much casserole.
That's a lot of casserole. Unfortunately, if you did that, I don't think you'd make it to Thanksgiving, and you'd probably be spending your holidays, in an emergency room or something along those lines, which doesn't sound great.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, so you can keep us updated on that. Everybody else, I would not recommend it. So that'll give you a little extra room for your calories if you handle it a little less intensely than our friend here wants to handle it.
I go hard.
Something else you can do is on the day of your Thanksgiving gathering or whatever it is you're doing for that holiday, you can make sure to kind of pregame with some extra protein, right?
Edamame. Take edamame in your purse.
Edamame is good. Protein shakes are good. Whatever you want to do, you can use that to kind of boost your protein goal, your protein intake for the day to kind of get closer to your goal. Or maybe you just want to eat a little before you go if you know that if you go hungry, you're going to go kind of crazy and you don't want to go kind of crazy, right?
And they might not even have food you can eat.
Yeah, that's actually a real concern with a lot of family gatherings is if you don't eat before you go, you're going to get really hungry because everybody's going to kind of forget you're a vegan and nobody's going to make anything you can eat.
Yes, you're going to have raw carrot sticks and nothing to dip them in because, whoops, forgot about dairy.
You can dip them in water. Does that count?
No.
That doesn't count. Okay.
Here's some olives. Enjoy.
And even if your family members are great and nice like ours and make vegan food for you, then you might not know what ingredients get put into those foods, right? Like you don't know who it doesn't measure their oil. Everybody, right? Anybody who's not doing fitness, calorie counting type stuff uses
all the butter,
all the oil,
all vegan cheese if they know what that is.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not really anything that you can just put into MyFitnessPal and really know where you're at for the day. So giving yourself that little bit of cushion can help with all these unexpected things that happen. And then you're going to take all these delicious dishes and you'll probably end up taking home some leftovers. So you're going to have a couple of residual days of eating some things that you don't really know how to track.
Especially if they make something specifically for you because you're vegan, you will be guilt tripped into taking that, all of it, because they don't want to eat it.
Yeah. Well,
been there.
hopefully you at least get guilt tripped into taking something that tastes good.
Yeah. I mean, if I brought it, right?
Yeah. So, speaking of bringing your own dishes, that's kind of our go-to and what we really recommend. You know exactly what's in it. You know it's something that you like to eat. And, you can share vegan food with your family and show them that.
Conversion.
Conversion is always a good goal if you can do that. But, it gives you something just that a certainty for the day. So if nothing else, you can eat the meal you brought. So we actually have a separate blog post where we have a collection of recipes we recommend making for a Thanksgiving gathering that are kind of tailored towards a holiday gathering type situation like that. A lot of sides, a couple of desserts. So I think we can just kind of go down the list here and hit on each one of these and talk about what it is a little bit. So we've got a high protein spinach and artichoke dip. Dip's always a good choice for kind of a gathering like this. Everybody can kind of wander by and graze on it, right?
This one is so good. I'm convinced you could take this to like a work potluck and not tell anyone it was vegan, and they would have no idea. And it's
33% protein.
It's still creamy like a normal artichoke dip. It gets its protein from extra firm silken tofu and nutritional yeast.
Awesome.
Also, artichokes and spinach have a pretty high protein content for a vegetable.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. So next up on the list, we got a high protein green bean casserole.
This tastes almost identical to the original green bean casserole that you've probably had since you were a kid.
But this one is 39% protein.
Yep. Also extra firm silken tofu because we have a problem.
Yeah, so we kind of got a theme going here. You don't really have to choose between delicious sides and the protein main. We just made it protein sides giving, right?
Yes, it is sides giving this year because usually the mains suck anyway.
That's true.
So me personally, I would rather just eat a bunch of artichoke dip and green bean casserole.
I would too. I mean, even before I was vegan, that was pretty much all I ate. I never really was a big fan of turkey like that. So, okay. Next up, we have two versions of high protein scalloped potatoes. One is with sweet potatoes, and one was with normal white potatoes. They're both pretty high protein.
25% protein.
25% protein for both.
And they're both delicious.
Yeah, they're really good.
And even better, like heated up the day after.
Yeah.
Because we've been eating these for leftovers for lunch for like 3 days.
Yeah. And, because they're high protein, that's okay.
Yeah. Eat as many as you want.
That's right. Next, we have our high protein pumpkin chili. So chili is always a good standby. Another good one for gatherings. And this one has a little bit of pumpkin flair for the fall.
Yeah. All the fall vibes.
And that one is 39% protein. So that's pretty significant. Obviously, chili is pretty high protein in general with all the beans and stuff, but we also have tofu in there.
Yeah. And this is a good one to take to like a potluck or a family gathering because you can just bring it in a crock pot. It just sits there and stays warm. And chili seems to be one of those easier things to get non-vegans to eat.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like, fake cheese, which is what they always turn their noses up at. So.
Yeah. Next, we have a high protein butternut squash chickpea curry.
Yeah, so the high protein part is coming from the chickpeas, but it's mostly coming from the fact that we use TVP for it to sit on instead of like usually you would use rice with a curry. We just use TVP.
Then we kind of get into the dessert category a little bit. First, we've got a TV protein pumpkin craisin muffin. It's made with TVP.
Holy shit. I feel like we discovered gold here. This thing is freaking incredible.
Yeah. I mean, you think...
How many did you eat in one day? 4?
Normally, since it's a muffin, I would say too many, but they're high protein muffins, so I'm allowed to eat as many as I want.
Except I have to cook them all, so...
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
Where did the muffins go? What's the question on Tuesday?
Yeah, so... These are hard to walk away from for sure. Very good.
So good. And they have like chocolate.
Yeah.
And I'll eat anything with chocolate, obviously.
Yeah, same. And then last on the list here, we've got a high protein vegan pumpkin pie that is really unique and really good. We've got silken tofu in the filling and then TVP for the pie crust, which I don't think is something we have seen anybody do before. So 30%
protein. You could literally eat nothing but that fucking pie and you'd be golden.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's so good. It's good like warm or cold even.
Yeah. So if your vibe for Thanksgiving is just avoiding friends and family, sitting at home and eating an entire pie, 30% protein, you could do this.
That's actually my ideal Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about politics or anything. You just eat pie.
That's true. Yeah. That does sound like a pretty good thing.
I know. It's also, like, I think we should do that, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't come. We're eating pie.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. We will have the episode out next week about the mental struggles and other things you might have to deal with during this holiday season if you're trying to maintain your fitness goals as a vegan. Keep an eye on the website. We have more Thanksgiving recipes in the tank that'll be getting dropped over the next couple of days. And we'll probably, cover those a little bit on next week's podcast as well. You want to say bye?
Goodbye.
All right. Bye, everybody.